This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2025 Sprinter wide body fifth wheel. The model number is 3920 DSL. Okay, and this is going to be a kind of a how-to video. It's not a floor plan video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. So, okay, so here we are at the door side rear. You can see that you have a 4-point stabilizing system, auto stabilizing system, 2 jacks, one behind each axle, or one behind each side behind the rear axle, I should say, and then of course a landing gear, which makes 4 points. Your slide rooms are Accu slides. You can tell by the cable on the sides, those are Accu slides, in case you need to know that. You have an awning on the slide room, and then another power awning, 2 power awnings, another power awning on the side. They're also lighted with LED strips. This has a TV hookup here, so you can see you have power here, and then you have signal in or signal out. Okay, your basement, 2 cranks. It's heated at 2, of course. You have your power cord and sprayer on the other side. We'll look at it over there. 30-pounder on each side, so we have 2 30-pounders, both of them full. As we come up front here, as I bump my head, you have your battery box. There's 1 battery in there. If you put a second one in, which you probably should, if you want to get full advantage of the solar with the storage and all that, make sure when you wire them together, they're wired together to output 12 volts DC. You don't want to do it incorrectly so they output 24. So you still want 12 volts, you just want to double the storage capacity. There's the kill switch for it right there for the battery. This kill switch is for the solar, and this is your solar controller here. Now there's no monitor panel on this trailer. You have to use your phone. So in order to do that, you have to log on. When you log on, it'll say put 6 zeros in, but that's not going to work. It used to work, but it doesn't work anymore. What you do is go to the side here and take a picture of that tag, and there'll be a 6-digit number on there. That's going to be your code to log in. And so you log in with your phone, and then you can see everything that's happening on the app. First, you have to download the Victron Energy app. I should have said that first. You get it on Google or Apple Store. And basically, it's going to tell you the DC voltage in the system, how many amps you're gaining from the sun, and then it'll tell you the voltage of the actual panel, that sort of thing. But you also have history and other functions. But the most important one is the one that tells you the DC voltage in your trailer and the amount of amps you're gaining and storing in the battery from the sun. So keep that in mind. You need the app for that. It's been updated, but if you see a exclamation point in the upper right corner, it's telling you to update again. Always keep it current. Okay? Okay, that covers everything. There's your spare, of course. When it comes to the leveling system, it's right here. The controller's right here. I'll get my flashlight out here. We're inside because it's so cold out. Just turn it on. It tells you voltage already too, so it's telling you have 14.5 volts. The reason it tells you that because this thing is sensitive to voltage. If you're just plugged in and your battery is down, it might fault. It wants to have over 13 volts in there in order to operate properly. So keep that in mind. If you're ever having a problem, always look at the voltage and make sure it's high enough. You need a good charged battery, otherwise the amp draw is too much. So what you're going to use, I mean, you can operate the jacks independently over on the, if you can, I'm trying to get it without a glare here, right about there. You can see it on the right lower side, the buttons. You can operate them independently, but generally you're not going to do that. You're going to use auto. I wish I could do this better. You can use auto level. So as soon as you pull it, you unhitch your tow vehicle and pull it out from underneath the trailer, and then you can push auto level. Now the system always remembers the last position it was in before you auto leveled. So when you're getting ready to leave, you can push, you come up here. Let me get a hold of it differently here. You can come up here and push the down arrow. That's not good. You can push the down arrow, if you can see that, and it says auto hitch height, enter to begin. And you push enter. Auto hitch height is the last position it was in before you auto level. So if you push auto hitch height, you'll be able to slide your tow vehicle right underneath and hitch up. So those are the main two functions for you: auto level and auto hitch height. Now you can push the button again and it'll say retract all. If you do that, it's going to nosedive the trailer, which is, if you have something underneath in the front of the trailer, it's going to get damaged. But you always want to make sure that's clear. There's no real advantage to nosediving the trailer or retracting them all. So you think about auto hitch height is what you want to use. Occasionally it'll tell you there's no hitch height, like for some reason it didn't record it or something else happened. Then you can always use the buttons to raise and lower it to the position you want. Once you get in the position you want, and then you push auto level, it's going to remember that last position. So, okay? Hopefully I made sense there. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Here we just have your 50 amp power cord. You get a adapter to adapt it down to 30 amps, and then that little one in the back to go down to 20. Obviously you can't run air conditioner or anything off 20, but you could pack it up or turn on the lights, whatever. That's a dump hose kit, and then the blue coiled sprayer is just that. It's the sprayer for water that you plug into the spray ports. Okay, so now we got light. So this is where the water system is. City water hookup, that's the most common way to get water to the trailer, right there, right? So in order to be in city water, you look at this. There's 5 different drawings here. So the center one is city water. That would be the one valve in this position and these 2 valves here, if you look at that. That's the most common way to operate the trailer. You just hook up the hose, turn on the water, and you're all set. If you're camping someplace where you don't have city water, you can pre-fill the tank by going to power fill, and the city inlet will fill the tank. So you would change the valves to, in this case, to that position, right? Fill the tank, and then when you get to the campground, you go to dry camping, put it in this position, turn on your water pump, and it'll pump water out of the tank. All the plumbing will work as though you have city water. And then to winterize it is this position, to sanitize is that position. So it's pretty simple. Your sprayer quick connect hooks right into there, of course. You also have black tank flushes. You have 2 black tanks in here. The black hookup right here is for the front bathroom, the master bathroom, I guess you'd call it. And then this one here is for the rear. So you have to, if you're going to flush, you have to flush each tank. So what you'll do is you'll hook the hose of the dump station onto here. But like it says on these stickers, make sure the black tank flush valve is open. Because if you don't, too much pressure can build up, and that's not good. So you always want to make sure the valve is open before you turn on the water. Flush this one and this one. It'll clean out the tank really well, of course, but it also cleans off the sensors, which is important because, you know, black tank sensors can get gunked up and they become unreliable when it's telling you what levels you have. So, okay, and of course you can unscrew this and bring your water hose up through there and hook it up that way. Okay, all right, simple enough. Now you have on-demand water in this one, right? So this button right here is on-off switch. It's off right now because it's winterized. I just want you to remember that it's there, because when you winterize it or when you put it in storage, you can just shut it right off. It won't work at all with it off. It'll be completely, the monitor or the control panel will be completely blacked out. So keep that in mind, that it's there in case you have problems. Just turn it on, and I'll show you how where the panel is when we get inside. I can't operate it for you because it's the system has antifreeze in it right now, but I can talk you through it really well. Of course, your valves are down here. There'll be 2 sets of valves. There's your hookup, for example. Okay. Go into the light again so we can see. Okay, you saw your cord up front. Well, here's the shop cord, but that's where it plugs in. 50 amp. It's also pre-wired for a backup camera. You can see way up there, and it's pre-fitted for a telescoping Lippert ladder also. That's a good thing to have because it makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states every 90 days someone should go up there and look around to make sure the roof's in good shape. You're just kind of trying to stay ahead of any potential problems. You're looking for damage that could be caused by low branches or road debris or that sort of thing. Also, you can you check the sealant to make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get through. Odds are you won't have to worry about that for years, but you inspect it just to make sure. And that the manufacturer suggests 90 days. So keep that in mind. Of course, this just gets you, this door gets you into the bathroom without having to go through the whole trailer. Okay, so let's go inside. Fold up steps. These are new too. We just started seeing these with the rubber covering on them instead of just the non-slip strip that always gets clogged up with gunk. That's kind of nice. First thing we see when we come inside is your power converter. So this power converter converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged into shore power, you have these 120 AC circuit breakers right here, right? And they're all labeled. They're just like you have at home. And then the AC power is converted to 12 volt DC down here. So you got 12 volt fuses down there, or excuse me, yeah, 12 volt fuses down there, and they're all labeled. So that's where the 12 volt power comes from. And it's like I said, as long as you're plugged into shore power, this is also a battery tender, so it'll keep your battery or batteries charged while you're plugged in. So obviously when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle charges the battery. When you're plugged in, these will charge the battery. And in between all that, as it can, the solar panel will charge the battery. So 3 ways to get power to the batteries. All right. So you got a really complete analog panel, which is basically my favorite. I'm so close here. I'm having a camera difficulty here, or operator difficulty, I guess it is. All right, so this controls your ceiling fan and the vent cover right here. You see it's open right now and on, so they're venting. But that's controlled from here. This is your thermostat. It's very simple. You just poke it till you get to the mode. You turn it clockwise to select heat, cool, whatever. Hit it, and then you'll go over and you can select the temperature you want to set it at. Push it and it's set. Very simple. You have your 2 awnings right here. The switches for your 2 awnings. You have your 4 slide rooms here. These are all lights here. To turn your water pump on is right here. You use this water pump to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water like we discussed. You also use it to winterize the trailer. This just switches in between gray tanks. Okay. And all your levels are here, you know, from fresh water to battery to black tank number 2, gray 1 and gray 2. It graduates up in 1/3 increments. Okay. Let's go this way. This is a GFCI. There'll be another one in probably the bathroom. There's always at least 2 of them in the trailer this side. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So even if it's a regular duplex socket, it's going to be wired through the GFCI. So if you're using something outside and it pops it, you're going to reset it in here, of course. Anytime you have issues with your AC power, think GFCI. Okay. Your refrigerator here, it defaults to low power. So if for any reason you can't, it won't light up. It'll just show you 2 dots here, 2 dots there, and 2 dots there. You hold the function button for up to 10 seconds, and it'll put it into normal power for you. Also, if it's in low power, the LED won't light up either. So it can default to that. And it may look like it's malfunctioning, but you just have to hold the function button till it goes into regular operating mode. Okay. Keys hanging here. This is your packet with all your stuff in it. I was just looking through. This your remotes. There's your TV remote there. This is your, let me pull the tag out of it. This is your fireplace remote. So your fireplace is also a space heater. So if you look here, 2 zeros pop up, right? You push it again, it says low. You push it again, it says high. That's the fan speed. Right now it's kicking out heat. So it's a really good space heater. I mean, you can, let's do this. You can, let me get this right here so I know what I'm speaking to. So it does have a timer on it also. Okay. Okay, so that all can be operated from your remote. It has it does not have a stereo in it. They're switching to these Bluetooth devices here. So you have Bluetooth obviously, and that's to connect to TV obviously. And A and B is A is inside speakers, B would be outside speakers. But you'll use your phone or your tablet for all of your entertainment, you know, video, audio, all that sort of thing. Okay. Just starting to see that being shipped. Microwave is a regular old microwave. When it comes to your range, you have your sparker here. You turn it clockwise to spark. You got your 3 knobs for your 3 burners, and you have your oven here. Now this works like they all do, in that doesn't belong there. In that there's a pilot light all the way down at the back, right? So you're going to go to the far right knob, which is the oven. You go to the picture of the flame. You depress it and keep it depressed while you're lighting it. Spark it till you see the pilot light down there. After it lights, you still hold this for 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out. So does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven, but that's typical of RV or travel trailer appliances. This is for traveling with your refrigerator. Screws in right here. So in order to keep the doors from being dented, you screw this in here until it just touches. Whoops, am I a little too low there? I'm sorry. Operator error again. So that'll keep your doors from swinging open and getting dented. What am I missing here? Let's think. TV is just a TV. You have recliners here and a charger. Your chair should be strapped when you're traveling. These are the straps for here. So it doesn't keep them from moving, it keeps them from bouncing around and denting or damaging something. So those should be strapped down. You have your loft here. Let's see if I can get up here far enough for you to see. But you have your loft. This would be just for air conditioning. And for this room here. You have an emergency window here. Works like they all do. Push it through. And you go all the way through with it. Whoops, all the way through with it. And then you pull the screen out and you can escape in an emergency. There'll be another one of those up front. You have some storage under here. And of course the back bathroom. Okay. Also, this device here is important. It's your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be glowing green, and it should always be able to. You should be able to self-test it. So if you can't, then you get it serviced. Okay. It's obviously very important. As we move up farther. sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. Here's another GFCI. Now the toilets are typical of RV travel trailer toilets. You got a flush pedal here, so you can't use them dry. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You come in here, you put a dose of chemical right in the bowl, then you step on the pedal and hold it down till at least a gallon of water goes into the tank below along with the chemical. You can use more than a gallon, just don't use less. Most people use more, but you have to do that to each toilet. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it'll be running it dry, it'll get clogged up, it'll stink really bad, bad smell, and just a mess. So you always want to use chemical and water. Now, this I can't light up for you, but this is the control for the on-demand water. That's on and off right there. These two set your temperature up and down. It's going to default to 115 or 120 probably, but you can set it to what you want. But let's say it's at 120, which is pretty typical. This button just changes it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. That's all it does. So when it's turned on, as soon as you open up a hot water valve, whether it's on a sink or a shower, you'll see it kick on, and you'll see the wheels start turning, and you'll see flame and that sort of thing, a picture of a flame, and it'll heat up real quick, and you'll get non-stop hot water. So that's a good thing. Let me open this one here. Of course, you have your dresser, you have storage under the bed, air conditioner here. Always keep any sliding doors strapped or latched when you're traveling. Okay, and you have a hookup for a washer dryer. You can remove this shelf, and you can put a stackable. You could put a washer on the bottom, dryer on the top, or you can use a combo. But it's all already wired and plumbed for that, so that's an easy install. I think we might have covered everything. Let's look around a little bit. Like I mentioned, the keys are right there, and I think that's going to be it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. It should be part of your regular maintenance. People generally don't inspect the roof enough, so it's a good thing to keep after, because you can't see what's happening up there unless you're up there. So you can have somebody do it if you're not comfortable. If you do it, obviously be very, very careful. So right now this is winterized, so it's set for the winter, and so you're all set. So have any issues, give us a call. Any questions, give us a call, and we'll help you out, okay? Thank you.